Bang! Neves Knives. I'm Jared, and we have a knife sale, ladies and gentlemen. Now, they're not my knives. These are in on consignment, and I am going to go through all the rules really quickly, so please listen up because I will not veer from them. First thing, you must be 18 years or older to purchase any of these knives. Next, all sales are final, and I will be using priority mail shipping. Any extra insurance or anything like that will be on you, and you will have to send that with your payment. I'm using PayPal, friends and family. If that's an issue, you don't have to buy any, but we're using PayPal, friends and family, and I request you to not write anything about knives in the PayPal payment. Just, we can communicate through the email. I have a new email address down in the description. Please use that email, not my other email. The Neves Knives email down in the description. That's the one we're using. Down in the description, you will see the list of knives. If it's still available, you can email me and say you want it. If you want it, I will expect a payment right after that if I tell you it's available. I will say yes or no. If it's a yes, PayPal me the money immediately and send me your address in the email. Now, I will not be accepting any questions or pictures or anything like that. And I hope you guys understand. It would take me so long to do this if I did that. So if you like what you see from the video and you want to purchase it, just email me, PayPal me the money, and we can get it mailed over to you. Now, like I said, priority mail, USA only. If you are from overseas and you're willing to take the risk, I will make an exception, but you're going to have to pay for the shipping and all the good stuff and take the risk. The risk is on you. So, that all being said, everything's linked down in the description, and these are some incredible knives, guys, so let's get to it. Starting the list off, we have the LIONG WASRRIOR 2. Great example. We have a dual ground M390 TANTO blade, hollow grind here, flat grind up here, titanium frame lock with shred carbon fiber inlay on both sides, milled titanium pocket clip and back spacer. Now there is one little tiny spot here on the clip. You might be able to pick it up. That's the only thing I've really seen on this scratch-wise, and that's really small. Other than that, it's a beautiful example. The centering is almost dead nuts. I'm sure it could be, these LIONG REATEs, they're almost always centered, so I have no doubt you couldn't adjust the pivot. I have not messed with it or anything like that, and it's almost perfect. But anyways, the action is incredible. Probably the smoothest one I have felt personally, but this one is going to be $415. Next, we have the BENCHMADE Vector. Now this is an S30V spear point blade. I love this blade shape. Beautiful blade shape. Beautiful satin. Now this is an assisted flipper. So you can pull down the flipper tab and the assist takes over. And it does have a lock back here to stop you from opening it. So when you lock it, you can't open it. And you cannot open it with the assist either, so you have to use the flipper tab. It does have a deep carry clip that is reversible. G10 scales. Beautiful example. Perfect centering. I would call it new in box. Most of these knives are going to be new in box. And this one's going for $190. $190. Next, we have I've never seen one of these, the Alexander CHERBURKOV Raven XL. Big knife. Let me lift this camera up just a little bit. So the Alexander CHERBURKOV XL, the Raven XL, so you can see the name really quick. I'm not going to put anything up on the screen. This is a titanium frame lock with carbon fiber on the show side, no inside liner, extremely lightweight. I can't express that enough. It is super, super light. The back spacer is a cross-cut carbon fiber back spacer with holes in it. The blade is M390, beautiful satin drop point blade. The action, super smooth. Ooh, great detent. You also have the reverse flick. Large knife. I'm not sure exactly the length. I'm sure you could look it up, but it seems like, man, action's incredible. Seems like it's about 9 inches, if I had to guess, give or take. Probably 9, maybe even 9 1/4. It's a long knife, but beautiful knife though. Centering is dead nuts. Perfect centering. Detent is on point. Milled titanium pocket clip. I do see a couple little tiny scratches there on the clip. This is a satin finished titanium frame lock. Nice large hardware. It does have a steel lock bar insert and an over travel stop. So you're not going to unspring, at least. Yes, it does have an over travel stop. The relief cut is on the inside of the lock bar. Now the detent, when you unlock it, you can get past it really easily. It's right there. Fall shut action. Very beautiful. So this one's going for $650. $650. Next, we have the BESTECH ORNETTA. This is, seems like it's practically new in the box. I don't see any scuffs or marks or anything. M390 drop point blade. Almost a leaf-shaped blade. Good access to the lock bar. Very smooth on the drop. Perfectly centered. Action and detent. Perfect. Great detent. You can also reverse flick it or thumb flick it. It does have the green anodizing titanium frame lock with the milled pocket clip. Steel lock bar insert and over travel stop. We have milling on the inside to bring down the weight. Great example. And this one, normally they go for $254 brand new, and this is a brand new example. This one will be $240, and that's covering the shipping and everything. All these prices do cover the shipping with just priority mail. But $240 for that one. $240 for that one. Next, we have the BOKER Plus Nebula. The BOKER Plus Nebula. Now, this is D2 steel, drop point blade, steel liner lock that has some sort of anodizing or coating on it, and shred carbon fiber scales. We have I think this is a G10, yes, a G10 back spacer. You can reverse flick it and flip it. Nice and smooth on the drop. Thumb flick. Nice and comfortable in the hand. Not a deep carry clip. That'll help you get it in and out of the pocket. The clip is not reversible. Detent is pretty good on it. Yeah, detent's good, and it accepts the reverse flick as well, which is nice. This one is going for centering, perfect centering, lock up, rock solid. This one's going for $150. And all these pretty much come with the pouch, box, and all that. Next, we have This is a unique one. The MASERIN Solar. The MASERIN Consoli Solar. I'll show it to you right here. 220 is what this one's going for. It is an Italian-made knife. Beautiful Wharncliffe blade. Titanium frame lock with anodized hardware, so it has titanium hardware. Titanium full backspacer. Steel lock bar insert. Now, if you like the look of this, there is a Tucson that looks very similar to this, but it's a budget version. It has G10 scales, but it has the same exact platform. I think it's I forget, the TS-116, I think it is. I have one. But anyways, it just reminds me of it. Ooh. It has a better detent than that. But yeah, good detent. Nice action. The drop on it. Not fall shut, but it is very smooth. I can tell it's on bearings. Hopefully I'm not lying. Yes, it is on bearings. The detent when you unlock it, nice and early. Centering, perfect. It might be ever so slightly favoring the left, but it's hard to tell. It might be ever so slightly. Titanium milled pocket clip. Lots of milling around the edges. Beautiful satin on the blade. Nice Wharncliffe, man. This thing would be amazing at utility cuts if you chose to use it. But it is a great looking knife. I can slightly touch the edge right here. That's why they have this full backspacer, because the blade does fit very nicely in the blade. I don't think it would ever be an issue or anything. And it's barely, no, I don't think that would ever be an issue. And if you ever sharpen it, I don't think you'd be able to touch it anymore, because it's ever so slightly. Again, this one's 220, and the box is a little messed up on this one. So just note that the box is slightly, not slightly, it's messed up. It's got some damage to it, so. But it does have a sleeve, if I can get it in. Next, we have a whole bunch of Spydercos, starting off with the MANIX 2XL. Pretty much brand new in the box. All these Spydercos are going to be. We have an aftermarket clip, though, and none of these come with their factory clip, but it does have an aftermarket titanium clip. Deep carry. Great action. Centering is slightly to the left, but that could probably be adjusted. Rock solid. These things are always rock solid. The finish is perfect. Edge is still factory. All of these are. Not even broken in yet. Beautiful example. The Spyderco MANIX 2 XL with the ball lock. There's a spring here that pushes up a steel ball into the blade or behind the blade and locks it up. Rock solid. It is a very strong lock. I love the MANIX ball lock. Now this one is 180. 180. Next we have the Spyderco Sage 5 with, oh, I'm sorry, this was S30V. This one is S30V as well, and it has the Peel-Ply carbon fiber with an aftermarket deep carry clip. Compression lock, another beautiful example. Beautiful satin finish on this leaf-shaped drop point blade. These are great knives. And this one is going for $185. $185. Next we have The SPYDERCO Military S30V steel liner lock. Lockup is rock solid. Aftermarket deep carry clip. Big knife. Great example though. Centering is almost perfect, but it is favoring the right a little bit. I forgot to show you the sage. The sage is right on the money. But this one is an army barracks, I'm guessing. That's what the box says. Originally, this one was $240, but we are going for $170 on this example. $170. Brand new in the box. This is a great example. All these are new in the box, by the way. So, next we have the SPYDERCO Rock. The SPYDERCO Rock liner lock. Very smooth. This one I think is on washers or Teflon, I think. Yeah, I think it's on Teflon washers. Very, very smooth. Wire deep carry clip that is reversible. And this is VG10 steel, Serge Panchico design. Another beautiful example. Centering is perfect. Very smooth. Sort of a razor blade shape. Almost a cleaver, but it's a razor blade shape. I think this is a flat grind. Yeah, pretty sure it's a flat grind. That's what it feels like anyways. $190 for the Rock. $190 for the SPYDERCO Rock. Next, we have a Shaman. S30V. The blacked out version. Really smooth action. Deep carry clip. Aftermarket deep carry clip. Great detent. Pristine example. A hint of play side to side, but that could probably be tightened up. The centering is almost perfect, but it is favoring the left side just a little bit, or the show side. But like I said, it could probably be adjusted because this thing is super smooth. So I love the sound of it. Great lockup. Rock solid lockup, up and down. Like I said, a little tiny hint of side to side, but that could probably be adjusted. New in the box. This one is going for $230. $230. Oh, there's the back spacer, by the way. Next is the SPYDERCO CANIS. SPYDERCO CANIS. We have S30V, peel ply carbon fiber, aftermarket deep carry clip that is reversible, four-way reversible, up, down, left, and right. It is a compression lock, like the Shaman. Very, very smooth. This one is perfectly centered. Lockup is rock solid. Has a really nice ting to it when it closes. I think that's because of the clip. Nice and comfortable in the hand. It does have a shallow hollow grind, it feels like a semi-hollow grind. Wharncliffe blade, great for utility cuts. Beautiful knife. This is the first time I've gotten to check one out. I've always wanted to. This one is $200. Next, we have the SPYDERCO Police. VG10 steel, hollow ground drop point blade with a little bit of a spear point on the tip. That's very cool. It is a shallow hollow, but it does feel like a hollow. It says it's plain edge, but I'm guessing that just means the hollow. Deep carry aftermarket titanium clip. Nice smooth backlock. I can easily one-hand it, but it is a big knife though, so probably not everybody. This is a long knife. If you know anything about the Police, great knife. A lot of people love these. It is a steel framed backlock knife. Now this one does have a couple little tiny hints of scratches, you know, in a couple little places, but it is very, very minimal. It's still, you know, very much like new, but I can't call it new in the box because of the little scratches, but it is, you know, it's a great example. And that could be something that was done from the factory. But, you know, I'm just saying, it is still a great example. Backlock looks really, really nice. I like how it lines up right here. Almost seamless. Beautiful knife. And this one is going for $160, by the way. 160. The Spyderco Police 160. Centering is close, but it is favoring the show side just a little bit. Feels pretty solid. You know, with a backlock, you know, you kind of feel a little side to side sometimes a little bit. Nothing up and down. But this one's going for 160. Beautiful example for 160. 160 for the Spyderco Police. Next we have the Spyderco PM2 Tanto with the M4 steel. Dual grind, hollow grind here, flat grind up top, compression lock, aftermarket deep carry clip. Great example, perfect centering, solid detent. All these are factory edges. This one's going for $250 for this example with the Jade Green G10 M4 blade. You can always writ dye the scales to make it whatever color you wish. Beautiful example. Oh, you know what? Let me check the lockup. Lockup, rock solid. Rock solid. Next, we have another Police. This one is the serrated version. Spyderco Police with the hollow serrated, full serrated blade. Beautiful example. Never been used, you can tell. But it does have a couple little tiny marks on the handle. Nothing too severe. Very smooth. Centering is dead nuts. Man, that talk about blade to handle ratio. Lock up, you know, with these backlocks, you feel a little side to side, no up and down. This one is going for the same price as the other one, 160. 160 for the Spyderco Police serrated, full serrated. And then next we have the Spyderco PATTESE. This one has its original deep carry wire clip that is reversible. G10 scales, M390 blade, very thin blade, a long liner lock. It does have a hint of stick if you lock it up really hard. The detent is a little bit lighter, but I can easily Spidey flick it still or thumb flick it. And it's very, very minimal lock stick. I shouldn't have even brought it up probably, but I noticed one time when I locked it up real hard, I had a little bit. There we go. But that's something that'll work its way in, as it already is. Perfect centering. Very, very smooth. Extremely smooth. Is this on bearings? I'm guessing it's on bearings, but I can't tell. You can look up more information on it, but it feels like it is on bearings because it is ridiculously smooth. I love the sound of it. Nice strong lockup. Solid up and down. Little tiny bit of side to side. Not much. And that can probably be adjusted. But Beautiful example. It is practically new in the box. I mean, it is new in the box, but this one is going for $200 for the PATTESE. SPYDERCO PATTESE, $200. Next, we have the ZT0909. This is a Les George design. S35 VN blade steel. Rock solid, stone washed finish. Steel liner lock. Great detent. G10 scales. This is a beefy knife. Definitely one of them hard users. Perfect centering. Deep carry ZT clip that is reversible. Solid detent. Nice and comfortable in the hand. Great example. Beautiful example for $270. I'm not sure if you can still get these or not, but $270 for this one. Next is another Les George design. The 0920, zero tolerance, 0920. This is a titanium frame lock version with 20 CV. Beautiful stone washed recurve clip point blade. Not sure what you'd call the blade shape. Beautiful action. Detent is very reliable, but it is on the lighter side. But still flips great. No problems at all. Very smooth on the drop. Nice micro milling in the titanium frame lock handle. ZT non-deep carry clip. Centering. Perfect. Lock up. Rock solid, definitely. Beautiful example. This one is $260. $260 for the ZT0920. Next, we have a KANSEPT, the KANSEPT Shard in titanium frame lock with, I believe, S35. Yes, S35 blade. With somewhat of a reflective mirror stone-washed blade. We have the carbon fiber, almost a cross-cut section carbon fiber on one side with a Damascus clip on the other. Lock engagement. Rock solid. Very smooth. Great detent. And you can use this hole if you use the bottom of it and you wedge your finger in there really good. It's not the easiest to get your finger in there and use, but you can see I can do it just fine. Good access to the lock bar. Great flipping action. Centering is right on the money. The price on the Shard is $230. $230. Next we have an Italian knife, the MKM Burnley or Venice, something like that. M390 drop point stone washed blade. G10, I believe, with titanium inserted into it on both sides, and the back spacer, including the pocket clip. Made in Makita. Liner lock. Great flipping action. Smooth drop. Great detent on it. Centering is damn near perfect. Really, really close, if not perfect. The access to the lock bar is a little tight on it, but, you know, that's, you know, I'm nitpicky about that. So, crowned spine on the M390 blade. Lockup. Solid. And this one is going for 175 for this example. Next we have an ALMAR Sere. ALMAR Sere, S-E-R-E. And the MKM, just so you guys see the box really quick so you guys can see the name. The MKM ARVENIS. And the ALMAR Sere is VG10 steel, spear point blade. These are made in Japan. G10 scale steel liner lock. Deep carry, I'm guessing reversible clip. Just take it off right there. Really solid built knife. No side to side. I can muscle a tiny, tiny smidgen up and down, but it's arguable. It's arguable. It's very solid. I can feel it's well built for sure. This is the first time I've gotten to try one of these ALMAR knives, so I don't know a lot about them, but I do know they're made in Japan. Same with VG10. At least I believe. This one's going for $230 for this example. $230. Let me wipe this blade off. I don't see any imperfections or anything. Maybe a tiny bit of wear on the clip, but not really. It's pretty much new. So, all these are pretty much new in box. So, $230 for the ALMAR. Next we have the MIGUON KARAKI. What I call probably the best front flipping knife you can get from a production knife. It is super, super good. Dual ground blade in S90V. So we have a thicker portion back here, a little bit thinner up here. It is S90V. We have a dual satin. Titanium frame lock with the steel lock bar insert and a titanium milled pocket clip and backspacer. Lots of milling on the inside. Heavy milling on the inside. Brings down the weight. It is fall shut action. The action is incredible on these. The jimping is the exact kind of jimping you want on a front flipper. And this one's going for $210. $210. Great example. Oh, centering, perfect. Lockup, perfect. I've already checked it, so. Rock solid lockup. $210 for that one. And next we have a BENCHMADE SOCP dagger. Here's the sheath. It is a neck knife, or it can go on the clip in your pocket. And it is a dagger in 440C steel. I don't have to tell you guys what this is for. We have a little bit of a knuckler up here. I guess maybe for traction or possibly just to hit with. I don't think that'd be very effective, but you know, something. Thick little, basically a thick spike, a double-edged spike. Spear point blade. Like I said, 440C. It is coated. And a Greg Thompson design. The sheath works great. It has once you get it past right there, it has some resistance. And then from here to there, it clicks in. Fast retrieval. And like I said, you can carry this, or, you know, you can put it on your neck, however you want. Very cool. $100 for this. 100 bones for the Benchmade SOCP dagger. Next is the HERMAN Sting. These things are beautiful. Titanium frame lock with a cross-cut carbon fiber backspacer, titanium milled pocket clip. That beautiful sound that HERMAN knives make. M390 blade. Beautiful captured pivot. These things are gorgeous. Fantastic detent. This is kind of a medium-sized one, maybe even a smaller one. But titanium liner lock. Lots of milling on the inside. Rock solid lockup. Super smooth action. Perfect centering. Great detent. Kind of a blasted stone-washed finish on the blade. Lockup is early lockup. Rock solid though. This one's going for $810 for this one. And we do have some heavy hitters coming up right now, and we have some budget knives here soon, but right now we got some heavy hitters coming up here in just a moment. But we have the MBK EWC. This is an integral. It is a Ray Laconico design. M390 blade. Beautiful drop point, spear pointish blade. Great action. Fantastic detent. And like I said, this is an integral. Milled pocket clip. Perfect centering. Rock solid lockup. Great example. Beautiful example. $180 for this. Only $180 for this integral Ray Laconico by Monterey Bay Knives. Next is a knife I've never tried before, but I've seen it on Stasa23's channel. This is the Mutineer. It is the PICAROON Mutineer. It feels like a very well done custom is what it feels like. I'm guessing it's CNC'd because it is extremely well done. Fantastic action. Right or left-handed. And I'm not left-handed, guys, but if I can get it. I'm going around the camera, but yeah. Very easy to do left-handed. Titanium hardware, it looks like. Titanium backspacer. Milled pocket clip. Very smooth action. A bit of a smaller knife. I believe these come in a small, medium, and a large, and then a couple different versions. This one is the S35 VN version. Lockup, rock solid. Centering, perfect. Right down the center. Action is really good. Very fun to fidget with. Solid knife, man. Surprisingly solid. Very, I don't mean like it's surprising that it's solid, but I just mean I've never seen one of these, and I believe the guy, here's the box really quick. He's out of Bulgaria. So, you know, he does it on Etsy, and this one is going for $265. I don't know much about him or what he does or, you know, anything like that. So I can't say, you know, what they were brand new or anything like that. But I can feel this right here. I can't really feel the edge too much, maybe a tiny, tiny bit, but I feel this little spot right there. This little thing right there. You can barely feel the edge right there, but basically it's just that little plunge grind you feel. The stop pin is internal, surprised he didn't just knock that off. But either way, awesome knife though, man. Next, we have and remember, this one was $265 for the Mutineer. $265. Next, we have the REATE Jack Integral. Beautiful knife, man. It almost looks like that's a gem inside the center of the pivot. Damascus pivot. Integral. Anodized titanium frame lock. Integral. It does have these titanium pieces going over. I would call this a frame lock, but I guess you'd call it a liner lock. Titanium liner lock. Integral. An integral liner lock. This thing's insane. Insanely good action. Detent is rock solid. Nice big stop pin. This is a large knife. Beautiful example though. Holy cow. First time I'm getting to feel one of these in hand, and yeah, it's impressive. Very impressive. $460. I believe this is M390 steel. Yes, M390 steel. Beautiful satin. Beautiful hardware, and the pouch does have the extra hardware. Super smooth. A little tiny bit of a squeak on the opening, but probably just needs to be oiled because I only hear it sometimes, so I think it just needs to be opened and closed a few times, you know. Rock solid lockup. Centering, perfect. Lockup. Nice and solid. Nice and early. Fantastic looking knife. Man, this is a great knife. It is a heavy knife, but you can see why. You know, there's no milling on the inside. It is a thick liner lock with anodized titanium covering it to make it a liner lock. What a beautiful knife. Now we have another REATE, and that one was $460 for the REATE Jack. $460. Next we have another REATE, the Future. REATE the Future. Now this is a Tachi Baruka design, and again another integral. An integral is a handle that's been made out of one solid piece. This one being titanium. And it does have a shred carbon fiber inlay on both sides. Look at the machining of the steel lock bar insert. Beautifully well done. M390 steel. This one has been resharpened, by the way. It's a decent job, but it feels like it has been lightly used after sharpening. That could possibly come out in a strop, but I can feel a little tiny bit of wear in the edge after a sharpening. It does have a fuller for the reverse flick and flipping action. Great detent. Perfect centering. Yep, perfect centering. A drop point blade with a hand satin finish with this mirror edge. You do have, Tachi Baruka likes these spots right here where you can really choke up, get up nice and close to that edge. He really likes that. Very smooth on the drop. Beautiful example. $460 for this REATE the Future. Lockup, rock solid. So that is the Future by REATE for $460. Next, I have not opened this one yet, so we're going to open it together. We have a ROCKSTEAD. Now, this one is going to be a bit pricey. These are Japanese made. And this is the ROCKSTEAD SHIN. And not only does the Japanese make incredible knives, but ROCKSTEAD is one of the best production knives on the planet. There's a lot of handwork that goes into it, so it would be considered a mid-tech. And they heat treat their steels to the highest level HRC. They're usually around 67 HRC. This is Stingray skin right here. You can feel it. It almost feels like gems, but it is Stingray. Super smooth. Beautiful drop point blade with a beautiful blasted finish on top. And then we have a mirror polished edge, nice and sharp still. I feel a couple little tiny spots. I can't tell if it's been used or not, but maybe lightly, maybe not though. It's hard to say. Ooh, so smooth. Wow. This is the smoothest one I've ever felt, I think. Holy cow, this thing is so smooth. Like, I've never felt one that was drop shutty like this. Lock up. Rock solid. Rock solid. These things are incredibly sharp though, so I want to be careful with it. I've already done some nerve damage to myself before with my own ROCKSTEAD. It is not an integral. It is two pieces, but their machining is just so good you can't see that it's two pieces. This is aluminum, I believe. I believe this is aluminum. I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't think it's titanium. I think this is aluminum. But you can look that up. It is an expensive knife, so I do understand I probably should know these things, but I just opened it up with you guys. It is going for $1,190 if you want it. I think anybody going to spend that amount of money on a knife, they already know about this knife and know what it is. ROCKSTEAD makes incredible knives, and this one is in, I think it's ZDP 189, the SHIN 227. I'm looking for the mark. There is a mark somewhere. Oh, right there. So right here is the HRC mark where they tested it. I don't see the paper. Oh, the paperwork is on the bottom. So here, we'll just pull it out really quick. Oh, this is the receipt. Okay, so it's basically going for what he paid for it. So, yep, ZDP 189, 3.5 inch, and yes, it is an aluminum handle. I do not see the HRC on this one. Let me see if there's another piece of paper. There might be, maybe not. Either way, he's got the form for... Oh, there it is. I got it. Yes, we have all the paperwork, all the good stuff. So here is the paperwork for it. Okay, all right. This one is HRC 66.5 HRC. You start cutting glass at 66.7, guys. That is an incredible hardness for ZDP 189. So we have all the all the paperwork in the package. I don't know why I called it hardware, but beautiful example. So smooth. Very comfortable in the hand. These are thick, robust blades. They are just, they're built to another level of standards. Some people don't understand it. Some people do. I think you have to really appreciate steel's heat treats and just insane machining and build quality. These are not like fidget knives or anything like that, but damn it, is this one not fun to open up, man. It's so smooth. It feels like it's running on oiled glass. Mine is not even this smooth. This one's a great example. Mine's definitely not that smooth. And mine's very much broken in and very smooth, but that is a great example. $1,190 if you want it. Next, the Shirogorov Quantum Gen 2 M390 blade, titanium frame lock. These things are insanely well built. They are Russian made and very high end. The action on these are incredible. It does have a late detent on the Quantums. That was my one complaint in my full review. Not of this one, but of a different one. The action is insane. It has guillotine drop shut action. Perfectly centered. You can reverse flick this one. Titanium milled pocket clip and back spacer. The fit, finish, and just all the details on these are to the highest level, for sure. Incredible, incredible knives. I believe these are multi-row bearings. I know my Shirogorov is, but yeah, these things are incredibly well built. And this one is going for $1,190. It does have the box and the card and all that good stuff, like most of this stuff does. Now we have another one. This one's quite a bit more affordable, though. We have the Shirogorov F95NL KC edition. This is a titanium frame lock Shirogorov in LMAX steel. Fantastic action. Super, super smooth. Perfectly centered. No play, any direction. Same thing with the other one. I don't think I've ever felt real play in any Shirogorov that was put together right. Like I said, LMAX steel, blasted finish, factory edges, great access to the lock bar, super, super smooth. This one has this multicolored G10, almost looks like, I don't know, like an ant farm or something, I don't know, wormholes. Pretty cool though. Titanium milled pocket clip. The Shirogorov pocket clips are really, really good. They work very nicely in and out of the pocket. Steel lock bar insert and over travel stop. It looks like it has earlier lockup than it actually does, but rock solid. This one's going for $695. Very good price on that one. Next we have a zero tolerance. The 0450 carbon fiber blacked out. So this one has a carbon fiber show side and then a titanium frame lock side. The clip does have a little bit of wear on it on the edges. Not much, but a little bit. Yeah, it's got a bit. The blade is in perfect condition though. Factory edge, coated blade, S35VN blade steel. This is a Sinkovich design. These are very, very well built. The detents, I've never felt a ZT 0450 that didn't have incredible detents. Great action. And the drop is very smooth. It is on bearings. Perfect centering. This one has the green standoff back spacer. The lockup. Rock solid. And this one's going for 200 even. 200 even. Next, and also like the clip, you could get in not only an aftermarket clip, but you could also get a clip replacement. I'm not sure if they give them for free from ZT, but I'm pretty sure they do, or for maybe like $5. If you cared. Next is the Spyderco Smock. Spyderco Smock. Brand new in the box. Except for the clip. It does have an aftermarket deep carry clip. Action is great. Centering, perfect. It does have the other detent in it still. So if you take that detent out, it makes it like a guillotine. It's still very smooth on the drop. But this is my favorite way for button locks to be done. It's actually a liner. It's just like a compression lock, except for it has a button attached to it, which is really nice. Well, similar to, it's pretty much the exact same as a compression lock, except for it has a button attached to it. So, incredible strong locking system for a button lock. Possibly the strongest. It's got the flipper and the whole deployment. This is S30V steel. And it's got that peel ply carbon fiber. There are lots of aftermarket parts for these, and like I said, if you take out that other secondary detent, it makes it a guillotine when you push the button. But great example right here. Lock up, rock solid. Great knife. That one is going for, what is it? $190. $190 for the SPYDERCO smock. $190. Next we have the SPYDERCO Native Chief S30V G10 scales. Aftermarket deep carry clip that does have a tiny bit of scratches on it, a little bit of carry wear or something, but the blade is in perfect condition. I feel one little tiny hiccup right there, but it doesn't seem like it's really even cut anything, so that could just be from the factory. It's not like a chip or anything, so still got a factory edge on it. Nice and smooth back lock. Big knife, full-size knife. Yeah, great example. Let's check out the centering. Perfect centering. Lock up. It's a back lock, so no side to side. It's pretty good. No up and down, no side to side. Feels pretty strong. Great example. So this one's going for $175. $175 for the Native Chief, the SPYDERCO Native Chief. Next, we have a MK Ultra Kukri folder by Knight Knives, Jason Knight, and this is a Doug Marcaida design done in Italy by Fox Knives. It's N690 steel. It's a Kukri blade. This is pretty awesome. Titanium frame lock, steel lock bar insert. The clip has a tiny bit of wear around the edges, not much. It's, the edge and everything else is brand spanking new. The action is really good. Detent, solid detent. You can reverse flick it. And you can thumb flick it, but it's a little tougher. But you can do it. The reverse flick isn't too bad. This is more of a self-defense / EDC knife. The centering is almost perfect. It's favoring the show side a tiny bit. But G10 scale on this side. Nice big stop pin on the open and closed position. Nice standoffs. This is definitely built very tough. Nice big hardware. Good looking knife. Definitely not your typical EDC, but it is pretty cool. And this is going for $240 for the MK Ultra Kukri folder. All right, next we have the Kaiser Lan. I do have a full review on this one. Great detent on this. This one is brand new. You can tell that my micarta hasn't even been carried. This is an adjustable clip. You can move it up and down by a little bit. Excuse me. And it's reversible, and you can see the 3 holes there, how you can adjust it. Detent is solid on this one. This one has a hint of lock stick, but that'll go away. You can reverse flick it and thumb flick it. Hollow ground drop point blade with a dual grind. So it's a hollow here and then flat up here. N690 steel. False shut action. These are guillotine smooth. Super smooth. Perfect centering. Actually, it might be favoring the show side just a tiny bit. Lock up. Rock solid. Great example. $60. $60 for this one. Next we have the Miguon Pagos. Miguon Pagos is M390 steel, titanium frame lock, and it has this kind of marbled carbon fiber with a hint of blue. This one's almost white, but it has some mill lines in it as well. Action, really good. It has a front flipping action and the thumb stud action. 3.25 inch blade. It is a smaller knife, small to medium size. Titanium milled pocket clip and back spacer. And it is M390 steel. Centering right down the center. Perfect centering. Lockup. A tiny, tiny smidgen of up and down if I muscle it. That I think would break in because this is newer. So I think if you opened it and closed it a bunch, that would go away. It's not like play up and down. I do feel like the lock barely, and I'm muscling it though. So if you just grabbed it and checked, it's rock solid. I might overdo it a little bit when I'm checking the lock up. So, but great example, and 160 for this. 160. I did take a little bit off of the original price. But yeah, 160. I think that's a great price. It's far a bit cheaper than what you can get them for. Next is the Rake M105. M105. This is the titanium version. So these do come in G10 models. This one is the titanium and N690 version. N690 steel, titanium frame lock, steel lock bar insert. This one's rock solid up and down, but it does have a hint side to side, but that can be adjusted with the pivot very easily. Perfectly centered. Detent is good. Ergos on these are really nice in the hand. Brand new example. Great satin finish. This is a steel clip with like a little dome. Steel dome. Backspacer. The backspacer is steel. It is not titanium. But the frame is all titanium. This is going for $100. $100. Next, we have the BESTECH Exploit. BESTECH Exploit raw titanium version. S35 VN blade steel. Nice satin finish. Great front flipping action. The front flipper pokes up just a good amount. The jimping works really good. And you have the reverse flicking action or thumb flick. It is a titanium frame lock. It has the over travel stop or the lock bar stabilizer, steel lock bar insert, all the bells and whistles. Great detent on this one. Definitely proves that my detent was very light on mine when I first got it. I did fix it since, but this is a beautiful example. Perfect centering, lockup, rock solid every direction. Very nice. So this one's going for $215. $215 to your door. $215. Next, we have a Reich 1707S Integral. A Reich 1707S. Kind of it's a drop point blade, but look at this swedge up on top. Add a little strength out to the tip. Definitely a stable tip. M390 steel. The thumb discs are the stop pins. As you can see, this is the stop pin. So the stop pin is the titanium discs. They're not usable. You can't flick them or anything. It is a flipper only. But this is a one-piece construction titanium frame lock with the clip pieced into the back. So I'm not sure if you can reverse it. It doesn't, no, you can't. You can't reverse it, so it's right hand carry only. Milled titanium pocket clip. The blue, or sorry, the purplish blue anno looks really good depending on where you're looking at it in the light. It kind of has a blue, purple, like a blurple, I guess. A blurple. The steel lock bar insert, the machining on this is really, really good. Definitely well done. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is perfect. Action and detent is great. Feels like it needs to break in a little bit, but that's because it's like brand new. So 400 for this one. 400 bones for this one. And this is number 109, by the way. 109. Next, we have a little mini sheepdog. The Kaiser Mini Sheepdog. These are pretty readily available. This one's still brand new. You can see the micarta is still fresh. No oils have even touched it. Eventually, you know, after using it, this will turn black. Detent is solid. Great action. Has a little squeak to it. They all do when they first show up. Mine did. A couple of mine did. Once it breaks in and you flick it a little bit, that goes away. I guess you can tell this one's still brand new. Nice sticky detent. So detent is rock solid. Great detent. 154 CM blade steel. Centering is almost perfect. Favoring the show side just a tiny, tiny bit. Probably an adjustment of the pivot. Lockup, rock solid. And the detent is solid too. So, this one's going for 60 bones. 60 bucks for that one. Next, we have something pretty interesting. We have an extreme ratio Ingredior. This is very unique. Let's go through it. So we have a double-edged, because we have an edge here, and an edge up here. So we have a dual-edged Tanto. That's not just a Tanto. It also has a spear to it. It's not sharp here, but it's sharp right there. Then it has a liner lock. Oh, the steel is, I don't know. I think it's N690. This is an Italian-made knife. Oh, man, I forget the steel. I'll have to look it up, but I forget the steel. I think it's N690, but I'm not positive. They usually are, though. Nice big flipper tab. Flipping action works great. It might feel like it's a little lighter, but it's just the way you gotta do a push button, and it works great. Then you also have, technically this way too, you could fold it out like this. It has a lot going on though. We got a belt cutter back here. You have a multi-belt cutter because you got this belt cutter that's a razor, and you have the edge that comes through right there. It is not centered. I am not sure if it can be centered. Possibly. I don't know. I haven't messed with it or anything. It also has thumb studs too. I forgot to say that. A lot going on this one. So we have thumb studs, and then you grip it like this. All right, and you have a basher back here. You have a glass breaker. Then it also has this lock. That lock stops you from being able to disengage it. And it is very solid. I mean, I can flex a little bit left and right because it's such a long blade, but it's solid. Now, if I disengage it, it's still just as solid. It has a really cool sound. Deep carry clip. Not sure if you'd be carrying this in your regular pocket or maybe in a bag, but very interesting. Either way, I do kind of like this edge. It does seem like something you can probably maybe do some light chopping with. This is aluminum. I'm pretty sure this is a steel liner. Yes, steel liner. Aluminum scales on the outside. detent is right there. Very cool though. This one's going for $345. $345. No box, only the pouch or the bag. So $345 for this one. They were originally like a little over $400. There were some places that were selling them a little cheaper. They're all sold out anywhere I can find them. $345 I think is a decent price considering they're hard to get and they sell out pretty quick everywhere they're seen. Next we have the BESTECH Delta. This is a poltergeist design in S35VN, a little Wharncliffe blade. This is a nice little Wharncliffe, man. Great little detailing knife. Titanium frame lock. Titanium pocket clip. Nice big hardware on both sides. Great flipping action. Great access to the lock bar. Rock solid. Perfect centering. Beautiful example. Small little knife. You can use this a little bit as a choil, but to me, this is a pinch grip knife, you know. But this one's going for $175. $175. I don't see any scratches, scuffs, or any marks on it. It looks really good. Beautiful example. $175. Next, we have another BESTECH. This is the Shinkansen. These are discontinued. S35VN blasted blade. It does have a bit of satin and blasted, a two-tone blade, so to speak. Two-tone finished blade. Anodized titanium frame lock with carbon fiber inlays. It is a front flipping action. Very smooth on the drop. Great front flipping action. This one is centered, perfectly centered. Lock up, very solid. Great access to the lock bar. So good example. Brand new out of the box. This one's going for $190. $190. And like I said, they are discontinued. So next we have the BENCHMADE Bedlam Auto. So it is a Persian blade with an automatic access lock. So you unlock it just like a regular access lock, but you can't just drop it. You have to force it down because you have the spring. Now you have a lock where you can lock it from engaging. So if you lock it, now you can't open it. But when you disengage the lock or you have the lock disengaged, you just pull down on the access lock and pow! Nice strong spring. Very comfortable in the hand. It is a large knife. This one is 154 cm. We have a deep carry clip. I'm not sure if this is the factory clip or not. I'm not positive on that. But we have a little head basher in the back, I guess you could say. Cool knife. Nice strong spring. You cannot just pull it open, though. It does lock when it's closed until you pull down the access of the access lock. This trailing point blade does have a lot of belly on it. It would be great for hunters or, you know, self-defense. What, you know, you can imagine all the things it's good for. G10 scales. A little tiny bit of wear around the clip because it is the, you know, the coated clip that tends to happen. But the blade looks super good. No wear on the blade. Factory edge. Looks beautiful. Centering is about perfect. It might be favoring the show side ever so slightly. Lock up. No side to side. I can muscle a little bit towards the lock, but this is an access lock, so it's not like a frame lock. So that's kind of irrelevant. It's basically just the blade pushing against the access lock. These are incredibly strong locks, so that one's going for, $215. $215 for the Bedlam, the Benchmade automatic Bedlam. Next we have a Civivi bow. This is a great little knife. It is just a little EDC blade riding on ceramic caged bearings. Great snappy detent. Little compact EDC knife, deep carry clip, not reversible, T8 hardware, perfectly centered like most Civivis are. Great snappy action. Lockups rock solid, stone washed finish. This one's going for $55. So, and it is brand new. So, you're getting a pretty good discount if you were already going to buy one anyways. Next, we have the Zero Tolerance 0095. This is a beautiful example, although there is a little bit of scratching on the blade here. Not that big of a deal considering everything else is perfect. There's a tiny bit of wear on the clip, which a lot of times it comes from the factory that way. But the scales are perfect. This is not spring assisted. So very smooth on the drop on its on the bearings. Great action. Centering is 100% perfect. Detent is super solid. Lockup, rock solid. Good access to the lock bar. Super smooth. Man, this is a great example of the 0095. You do have that little bit of scratching. Oh, yeah, and it's S90V. USA made S90V. I should have said that from the start. S90V with the tiger striped blade. Beautiful knife. This one's going for 200 bones. $200 for that one. Next, we have another ZT, the 0850. So, 0850. Beautiful, beautiful knife. This is a Rexford design, a Sinkovich and Rexford design, USA made, 20 CV. Beautiful satin finish on the blade. Carbon fiber, titanium and carbon fiber. Very, very lightweight. It is thumb stud action. You see how it has kind of like the 6-gun thumb studs and pivot. Great detent. This is on washer action, but you get that premium washer action where it's just super smooth, very comfortable in the hand. The centering is favoring the show side, but I'm sure if you adjusted the pivot a little bit, it is rock solid though. I'll give it that. It is super duper solid, but it is favoring the show side ever so slightly. Detent is great. Fantastic knife, fantastic knife. Titanium milled pocket clip, back spacer. Now this one's going for $250. 250 bones. $250 for this. Next, the Evolve Eon. This is a titanium integral. Kind of a sheep's foot, modified sheep's foot blade. Very strong detent. Perfectly centered. Snappy action. Like I said, very strong detent. I can't reverse flick the hole. It's just too strong of a detent. Very smooth on the drop, though. Can I thumb flick it? No. Great machining, though. You can see this is the little window for you to get in there and change everything out because it is one piece of titanium. One solid piece. Titanium milled pocket clip. Lockup, rock solid. Like I said, perfect centering. Great action. I do kind of wish I could use that hole, but hey, it is what it is. Beautiful design though. Evolve Eon, E-O-N, for $290 for an integral with, what steel is this? I don't see the steel. You might have to look that up. I'm guessing it's M390, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. Let me see in the packaging really quick. Yeah, it's not written in the packaging either. I'm just guessing that it's M390. I don't see it on the box, so you might have to look that up if you're really worried about the steel, but I would imagine it's M390, but don't take my word for it. Definitely look it up yourself. The Evolve Eon for $290. Next, we have the QSP Legatus. I've always wanted to check one of these out. This is one of QSP's premium knives, and I'm impressed. This is very, very nice. Super comfortable in the hand. We have M390 steel. Beautiful satin blade. Let me just wipe off my fingerprints really quick. Beautiful satin blade. Kind of almost a reflective satin. Factory edge. This is a DBW design. Access to the lock bar is good. Very smooth on the drop. This has a titanium frame lock with a titanium backspacer and milled pocket clip. And then it has like this carbon fiber micarta mix to it or something. It's definitely interesting. I've never seen anything like that. Pretty cool though. Nice texture to it. Nice and smooth. Almost like, it feels like carbon fiber, but you can see like kind of like a red micarta or something in it. I'm not sure. Maybe it's G10. Not positive. The finishing is really good. Everything lines up really nicely. No milling on the inside. Steel lock bar insert. Access to the lock bar is really good. Detent is solid. Centering, super solid. Lockup, rock solid. Great example of this knife. And this one is $200. $200 even. Next we have the BESTECH Swordfish. This was one of their popular budget mid-grade knives, whatever you want to call it, depending on your price bracket. But snappy detent, man. Super snappy. It's got this beautiful drop point blade. Very pokey. Very comfortable ergos. G10, two different layers of G10, black and green on this example. Deep carry clip. And this one's in D2 steel. Still has the factory edge. Beautiful example. Let's see the centering. Centering is slightly favoring the show side. That could possibly be adjusted. Rock solid lockup, both directions. Very smooth on the drop. Man, super snappy detent. But good looking knife. Definitely a large knife. Slim but large. Longer, I guess you could say. And the BESTECH Swordfish is going for $100. Now, last knife is, this is interesting now, the Yvonne Briganet's Apologist. Never seen one of these. Super interesting. Titanium frame lock. S35VN blade. You can see Yvonne Briganet's right there. Titanium backspacer and pocket clip. Now the pocket clip, you could totally bend it very easily, especially with these millings right there. This would be very easy to bend. You do have to take it apart, and because the clip is reversible, but it's from the inside. Or no, actually you can probably take it apart by putting your hardware right through there. So yeah, you don't even have to take it apart to take off the clip, even though it's a hidden hardware clip. Action, really good. Reverse flicking action, and I can reverse flick it with the left hand, even with my fingers on the lock bar. Thumb flick works great. Super smooth on the drop. The centering is favoring the show side a bit. It is solid though. You might be able to adjust the pivot to fix that. Oh wait. Oh, it's a flathead. Look at that. It's a flathead right in the middle. That's interesting. Detent is solid, nice and comfortable in the hand. Sheep's foot blade. It has a straight edge from here to here, then all of a sudden it kind of peaks up right there. So a tiny bit of belly right there at the top. Heavy milling on the inside. Very lightweight. This one's interesting to me. I don't think I've ever seen one of these, and it's well done. Not sure exactly who builds these or who was the OEM, but they did a pretty good job. And then check this out. They did a hidden lanyard back here, but then they also got a lanyard hole. I don't know why they did that. They already had a hidden lanyard back here. It all goes through one, but interesting. Pretty cool, man. This one's interesting, and it's only $130. Only $130 for this. That is fascinating. Yeah, great buy. Can't deny that for sure. Very cool. So, there's the knife sale, you guys. Don't forget to listen to all the directions from the beginning of the video. I love you guys. Thank you guys for always supporting and, you know, watching my videos, dropping likes and commenting and all the good stuff. You guys know I appreciate it. Peace.